Howdy doody, folks. So we are back. Of course, once again, we are here to talk about 10.1. We're not really going to get into the how to yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to make that a very cohesive video when it's going to be talking about all of the different stuff that you need to do for prep, which for the most part isn't really a lot, but 10.0.7 hits next week. So it's going to be a lot of just the basic stuff, not really getting into how to gear your character up. But I'm gonna leave that to the Blizzard shills that are like, actually, Shadowlands isn't that bad. And I'm going to leave the models and everything to the people who like to bully other internet creators off of social media and off of the internet, and then cry about being bullied after they do it. And act like, oh hey, they're not such bad guys, they're really cool guys. Yeah, no, they're good people. They're good people. So today we're just going to go over the different tier sets that have come out, and Blizzard confirming that. That was weird. The headset died for a second. But we're essentially going to confirm, that Blizzard made crappy tier sets in season one for no real reason, actually. But the season two bonuses are something else, and they kind of force you into certain choices. And as we go through that, I'm going to go over the specs that I play on my main and my raid alt, and we'll talk about the different styles and what I think might be a bad idea, and then we'll go over all of them. This is going to be a relatively quick video because I don't like doing the hour and a half videos or the 40-minute videos or 30-minute videos. What's the point of talking for 30 minutes when a majority of people click off in like two? So these are the set bonuses. We are going to go right down to the ones that I care about. Fire Mage. Phoenix Flame applies charring embers to all enemies it damages, increasing their damage taken from you by 6% for 10 seconds. When your direct damage spells hit an enemy affected by charring embers 30 times, gain hyperthermia for 6 seconds. So, for those of you who don't know, hyperthermia is a fire mage talent that essentially makes it to where you can uh, have unlimited hot streaks for 6 seconds while not actually using hot streaks. So you get like free instant pyroblast for 6 seconds, or free instant the AoE one for 6 seconds, stuff like that. That's really powerful, and that also pushes you towards the Phoenix Flame uh, build. And then we go down to Monk, we go down to Windwalker. You're going to notice this with some of these bonuses. They don't have like defined values, and some of these designs can change based on feedback. So please go to the forums and talk about these. So the two set bonus, Rising Sun Kick deals increased damage and has a chance to go Nova, dealing fire damage to all enemies within 8 yards. That's really good. The reason being, Rising Sun Kick is our main thing for single target. And it's kind of been, pushed to the wayside. There's not really a lot going on with it. And that's really sad, especially because it's causing our single target DPS to suffer. The 4 set bonus, the melee auto attacks have a chance to launch a Shadow Flame Spear at your enemy that duplicates your next 3 abilities at X% effectiveness. So essentially, this is an extra Glory of the Dawn, but for things like Spitting Crane Kick, Phalanx Stomp, Strike of the Windlord, stuff like that. So that's going to be something that you want to track, and that can be very powerful. I imagine it's going to be like 35% effectiveness or something. Maybe they'll super nerf it. Who knows? Then we go down to Retribution. Judgment and Hammer of Wrath deal increased damage and 20% increased crit damage. Judgment increases the damage enemies take from your holy power spenders by an additional 5%. Hammer of Wrath applies judgment to enemies. It's really, that's putting a lot of their damage straight up into their cooldown, along with the new reworks that Rhett's getting. But now we'll just check out the basic thing, right? So this is the blue like class set design, what they're saying about it. The armor bonuses in season 1 had relatively low impact on gameplay and rotations because they were boring. They designed it that way because they wanted to give the new talent system room to shine. Um, in here, they're like, hey, we're able to give you stuff that impacts more stuff. They are enhanced by playing certain talents, and some build on popular talents in the middle section of trees. Throughout these designs, we intend for players to feel able to play the overall build or strategy they prefer. Kind of not with Fire Mage, kind of yes with Windwalker, right? Um, so we go into the Death Knight bonuses. Heart Strike and Blood Boil deal increased damage and have a 10% chance to grant Vampiric Blood, which is kind of a healing defensive in a way. When you gain Vampiric Blood, you are infused with Vampiric Strength, granting you 10% strength, and Heart Strike and Blood Boil extend the duration of Vampiric Strength by 0.5 seconds. That can be really powerful. That can be. It can be really powerful. Howling Blast and Frost Fever damage increased by 10%. Your Rime empowered Howling Blast reduced the cooldown of Frostworm's Fury by 2 seconds. Hello, dual wielding. After consuming Rime 15 times, you call down Frostworm's Fury on your target at 100% effectiveness. So you get a free Frostworm's Fury every 15 Rimes, which happens a lot if you have decent crit. Unholy Death Coil and Epidemic damage increase by 10%. Casting them grants a stack of Master of Death. At 20 stacks, Master of Death is consumed and you gain 15% mastery for 20 seconds. That's just a really big damage amp, doesn't really work with too much. It's something you can track. When Death Coil or Epidemic consumes Sudden Doom, gain 2 stacks of Master of Death, or increase the mastery bonus to 25% for 5 seconds. Really powerful, right? I imagine that means like if it procs while Master of Death is consumed, um, that's fine. That's okay, right? And then we go into the DPS Havoc Demon Hunter. Every 200 Fury you spend, gain Seething Fury, increasing your Agi by 8% for 6 seconds. Again, that's really basic. Each time you gain Seething Fury, you gain 15 Fury, and the damage of your next Eye Beam is increased by 12%, stacking up to 5 times. So you essentially want to spend 1,000 Fury, and then Eye Beam goes burr. You won't be doing that. You'll be eye beaming a lot because I imagine you'll be playing the demonic build. Vengeance. Soul fragments heal for 10% more and generate a soul fragment, increasing your fire damage by 2% for 6 seconds. Multiple applications may overlap. Okay. Shear and Fracture deal fire damage. After consuming 20 soul fragments, your next cast of Shear or Fracture applies Fiery Brand to its target for 6 seconds. Oh, buddy. I don't. I think that people are going to be farming Mythic Aranog rings in Season 2. I think that's how that's going to work. I think that Mythic Aranog is going to be getting killed in Season 2. Druid. This is, of course, going to be weird. Balance. Sunfire Radius increased by 2 yards. Sunfire, Moonfire, and Shooting Stars damage increased by 18%. I don't know what it is with Druids in 18. But, okay. Shooting Stars has a 20% chance to instead call down a Crashing Star, dealing astral damage and generating 5 astral power. So that's 20% chance to deal 4 times damage. Okay. Feral. Your auto attacks have a chance to grant Shadows of the Predator, increasing Agi. Each application past 5 increases chance to reset to 2 stacks. Okay. When Shadows of the Predator application resets stacks, you gain 5% increased agility, and you generate 1 combo point every 1.5 seconds for 6 seconds. Holy crap, they're going to be doing a lot of stuff. Okay. When you take damage, Mangle and Thrash damage and Rage generation is increased by 15% for 8 seconds, and you heal for 6% of damage taken over 8 seconds. Maul and Raise damage increase, and casting Ironfur or Maul and Raise increase your maximum health by 3% for 12 seconds, stacking 5 times. What? Okay. So this is essentially Thrash Bear's back. Thrash Bear's back. That's what you're telling me here. Thrash Bear's back. Okay. Resto, Rejuve and Life Bloom, healing increased, regrowth healing increased. Flourish increases the rate of your HOTS by 40% for an additional 16 seconds after it ends. Verdant Infusion causes your Swiftmend target to gain 15% increased healing. The duration of the 4-piece Flourish bonus is halved if Flourish is cast by Convoke the Spirits. Okay. Evoker. Disintegrate and pierce enemies with obsidian shards, dealing 12% of damage done as volcanic damage over 8 seconds. And power spells deal 8% increased damage and cause the shards to become supercharged, dealing 200% more damage for 5 seconds. During Dragon Raid, shards are always supercharged. Okay, interesting. Spirit Bloom applies a hot for 40% of healing done over 8 seconds. Dream Breath healing is increased. After casting 3 empowered spells, gain Essence Burst immediately and another 3 seconds later. Oh, buddy. That doesn't solve the problem that Preservation has right now. Right now, Preservation is a very reactive healer, right? That's kind of the reason that's kind of the reason why Demon Hunters weren't really looked at favorably, because Demon Hunter tanks, you have to take the damage for the Demon Hunter tank to really do anything. And in this case, you have to take the damage for Preservation to still do anything. Hunter. Cobra Shot and Kill Command damage increase. Cobra Shot, Kill Command, multi-shot. Reduce the cooldown of Bestial Wrath. God damn, dude. Ever since Legion. Arcane Shot, Chimera Shot, and multi-shot deal increased damage and have an 8% chance to grant you Death Blow. Kill Shot damage increased and reduce the cooldown of Rapid Fire and Aim Shot. I'm guessing Death Blow allows you to cast Kill Shot. Wildfire Bomb damage increase, and throwing a Wildfire Bomb increases the damage of your next kill command. Every 25 focus you spend reduces the cooldown of Wildfire Bomb by 1 second. Okay, that's decent, I guess. I mean, you're getting harder kill commands. And then we already went over fire. Arcane Surge increases spell damage by an additional 5%, and its duration is increased by 3 seconds. Okay. Every 20,000 mana spent during Arcane Surge, your spell damage is increased by 1% for 12 seconds after it fades, stacking up to 30 times. Ooh, okay. So for those of you who don't know, Arcane Surge is this new cooldown, right? And you use it, and it expends all your mana, but then your mana regen is just through the roof. So you're casting these full 4 charge Arcane Blasts, and they're taking over 20,000 mana at that point, essentially. So that's really powerful. Really powerful. So you're playing the Arcane Surge build, so congratulations, sir. You are 100% single target as Arcane now. Fire, you're kind of AoE as Fire, but you're definitely single target as Arcane. Flurry and Frostbolt damage increase. Flurry causes an explosion, dealing 50% damage to nearby enemies. Damage reduced beyond 5 targets. Casting Ice Lance on a frozen target has an 8% chance to trigger Brain Freeze, which of course just free shit. Okay, that's decent, right? That's decent. I mean, Flurry is gonna make them take damages if they were frozen. Of course, the other 2 specs, Blackout Kick damage increase. You have a 10% chance to not reset. Your elusive Brawler stacks on a successful dodge. Rising Sun Kick grants a stack of elusive Brawler. When you dodge, damage and crit chance of your next Blackout Kick or Rising Sun Kick is increased by 5%, stacking up to 5 times. What? What? That can be really powerful. Oh, dude, Brewmaster gonna be bringing the damage. Renewing Mist has a chance to grant Soul Fang infusion, granting 5% of your maximum mana over 6 seconds. Drinking tea or gaining Soul Fang infusion increases the healing of your Vivify and Renewing Mist by 40% for 6 seconds. Oh, that could be good. That could be good. I mean, you're generating mana. You never really go low on mana. This is trying to make you use Vivify more. Renewing Mist. Eh. Holy Shocks crits heal for 15% more and reduce the cooldown on Light's Hammer and Holy Prism. Light's Hammer heals more frequently and generates 1 holy power every 4 seconds. Holy Prism's healing is increased and it generates 1 holy power if cast on an enemy target, or 3 if cast on an ally. Okay, more holy power generation, that's what they're asking for. Avenger Shield causes targets struck to burn with Heartfire, dealing additional 20% of damage dealt over 5 seconds. Heartfire heals you for 100% of the damage it deals. Judgment crits can trigger Grand Crusader. No. Dude, are all the tanks just gonna be completely like Prot Pally, dude? Prot Pally is gonna be aces. Casting Penance on an enemy also heals a nearby injured ally. Casting Penance on an ally also damages a nearby enemy. Okay. Every 3 casts of Penance grants you Shadow Covenant and converts that penance to a shadow spell. Okay. Prayer of Mending has 20% chance to duplicate to another nearby target when it jumps. When it jumps, I'm sorry. 1 second. Dogs being dogs. Okay, that's interesting. When consuming Shadowy Insight, Mind Blast deals increased damage and generates every 400 and send. Okay, that's not too exciting, honestly. Rupture and Crimson Tempest deal additional damage as nature. When Deathmark expires, nature damage you deal is increased. Okay. Damage you inflict applies a Soul Rip, dealing 5% of all damage you deal. That's interestingly enough. It's physical damage over 8 seconds. Between the Eyes unleashes all Soul Rips, dealing 200% of all remaining damage and granting 7% agility. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, is that something you build up like Ignite? Shadow Dance grants you Symbols of Death for 10 seconds and extends the duration of Rupture. Symbols of Death increases crit damage of Eviscerate and Black Powder by 15%. Okay. Here's the fun one. Elemental gains Stormkeeper every 40 seconds. For 8 seconds after you consume Stormkeeper, your Lightning Bolt, Lava Burst, Ice Fury, and Frost Shock generate 100% more Maelstrom. Chain Lightning, Lava Beam, and Earthquake crit damage is increased by 20%. So you will be playing the Lightning Bolt build. Simply, you gain Stormkeeper, you get super fast, constant Lightning Bolts. And that's insane, honestly. If we're being 100% honest, that's nuts. Sundering increases your mastery by 12% for 15 seconds. When Sundering hits a single target, you deal 30% increased physical damage. When Sundering strikes 2 or more, your next Chain Lightning deals 50% increased damage and refunds 100% of Maelstrom weapon stack consumed. Okay, so it's Colossus Smash for single target. When you cast Healing Rain, all allies with your Riptide on them are healed by Tide Waters. Each ally healed by Tide Waters increases your haste and increases the healing of your next Riptide. That seems boring. Vile Taint cooldown reduced by 5 seconds and Phantom Singularity cooldown reduced by 12 seconds. Enemies damaged by Phantom Singularity gain Infirmity for its duration, and enemies damaged by Vile Taint gain Infirmity for 10 seconds, increasing damage taken by 10%. The 4 set technically applies Infirmity for 2 seconds every time an enemy is damaged by Phantom Singularity. It deals damage every 2 seconds, so this has the effect of keeping it on its target for the duration. Okay. Demon Bolt damage is increased. Consuming a demonic core reduce the cooldown of Grimoire, or reduce the cooldown of your Felguard. Felguard deals additional damage and empowers your active demons, increasing their damage done by 20%. Okay, so Felguard becomes a bigger cooldown. You want to use that when you have your entire zoo going. Channel Demon Fire Bolts. Immolate and Incinerate have a 20% chance to fire an additional Channel Demon Fire Bolt. After casting 15 Demon Fire Bolts, your next Demon Fire Bolt deals increase damage to the target and damage to targets around it. Cool. Deep Wounds increases your chance to critically strike and critical damage dealt to affected targets by 10%. The crits have a chance to increase the damage of your next slam, stacking 10 times, and cause it to strike up to 4 additional targets. The chance for the 4 set to trigger increases at a diminishing rate for each target beyond the first. It's similar to the effects of spells like Agony and Shooting Stars, but it's still an AoE thing. So you're going to be AoEing with arms. Rampage damage and chance to crit increase by 10%. The crits against your primary target cause your next Bloodthirst to deal increased damage and generate additional rage. It also has a 100% chance to critically strike. I mean, you're already going to essentially be guaranteed critical strike, right? Shield Slam deals increased damage and reduces the cooldown of Last Stand. During Last Stand, these effects are doubled. Okay. For 10 seconds after Last Stand ends, Shield Slam unleashes a wave of force damage, wave of force dealing damage to enemies in front of you and reduce damage they deal to you by 5% for 5 seconds. That could be kind of useful. Force damage. I've been playing too much D&D, man. The bonuses above will be usable. You can test some of them. Please share bugs. I mean, can I be honest with you guys? It's not amazing. None of them are amazing, but some of them do solve problems that the classes currently have. I can say that.